Howdy, folks, and welcome back to WandaVision. We are up to episode 8 of season 1. It's entitled Previously On. This time I'm only an hour and a half after it aired. Had to finish up some work just after midnight, and I'm ready to go. Got my coconut water, and I'm ready to go. So last episode we had some absolute major events. We had the birth of a new superhero in Monica Rambeau, Photon, I guess. And yeah, there's a big theory that I have about, let me try to go into it real fast, or maybe I should wait till the end. I don't know. But about the beginning of mutants, right? Was Monica Rambeau, is she a mutant? Was she born with a genetic disposition that when triggered in some way, and in this case could be through Wanda's magic, her powers, you know, her cells transformed and her powers emerged, right? If that's the case, she's probably the first mutant in the MCU that we know about. Theoretically, Wanda was supposed to be a mutant, but they kind of declared that she really wasn't, but who knows? Anyway, I kind of think that mutants are going to come into the MCU not because of some parallel universe. It's not like we're going to get the X-Men characters over here. I mean, we'll get the X-Men characters probably eventually, but I think it's more going to be Wanda, like in the House of M comics that I've read about. I haven't read the comics, but I've read that she did the No More Mutants thing, right? And she got rid of almost all the mutants. I think she's going to create mutants the opposite way. I've heard people talk about that before, and I agree with them. I think that's going to happen, and I think it's personally going to happen. I was discussing this with one of the viewers who was commenting on the last video. I personally think it's going to happen because of some incredible traumatic event, loss of her children, loss of vision, loss of both of them, whatever, that she's just going to freak out, and she's just going to, just like in the Halloween episode where she stopped everybody and then she just went boom, and her red energy went flying out from her and expanded the hex. I think a similar thing is going to happen on an epic level, and she's going to do that, and she's just going to just melt down, kind of like she did in Age of Ultron when her brother died, and her energy just went out and destroyed all the different Ultron clones or whatever. I think she's going to do a similar thing, and I think her energy, I think the hex is basically going to go boof, and just the energy from the hex is just going to go whoosh all over the world and cross through people who are potentially mutants, who have a genetic disposition for a mutation, a power, and that's how we're going to have the birth of mutants. That's my theory. I don't know if it'll happen, and I'm holding out for who the big guest appearance is, because Paul Bettany said that it's not Evan Peters. It wasn't the Pietro that we got, that it was somebody else. And I'm still thinking it's going to be Doctor Strange. I still think so. I think that's who it's going to be. I don't know. But it just makes sense. You know, it just kind of makes sense. Magic all over the place. Big event, drawing a lot of attention, very near New York, where Doctor Strange should be. I'm just thinking. Okay. Anyway, left off with us learning that Agatha is Agatha, or Agnes is Agatha, and it was Agatha all along. So let's go see what happens now. Now I can't believe that Wanda would really be under her power. Wanda just seems to be so much more. They even point out she's a Nexus creature. She's just so powerful compared to everybody, including or Agatha, that I don't think she can hold her. But let's find out. Oh boy, here we go. We only have this episode and one more, right? Purple. Well, we're getting some serious backstory. Salem, 1693. Yeah, I remember people telling me that the story, and I kind of read a quick summary, somebody told me a summary in a video, that she was apparently a witch from one of the original witch trials back in the 17th century, as you see here. So we're getting some serious backstory. Cool. There she is. Oh, she was just magically bound. These are witches burning her. What the heck?
Are you a witch?
Interesting twist. We thought that for sure she was being taken to burn at the stake by the witch hunters, but it's her fellow witches that are trying her and convicting her and sentencing her to something. Are we going to find out here that whoever she's, because people have been talking about Mephisto and things like that, are we going to find somebody's going to come save her here, some ally? Mother? So you're going to start laughing now? It's taking all their magic. So she killed all of her sisters, if you will. And I think that the reference to mother wasn't like mother in the sense of like the head of a set of nuns or something, or of a coven. I think it was literally her biological mother she just killed. So yeah, she's really evil. Oh, there's a little brooch thing. Okay, so your magic's no good here, implying that they're in some kind of dimension where she doesn't have power. Because if she's a Nexus being, doesn't she have power everywhere? I'm getting confused, but I'm also not just paying attention to the story. I'm listening to what people are saying in the comments and other reactions. So I should just pay attention. It's really interesting, isn't it, that Wanda is been called Scarlet Witch, not in the show, not in the MCU. She's not really a witch. Her abilities mimic that of magic, right? She can do magical things, but she doesn't use spells to do it, which is where I think Agatha is confused. She thinks Wanda's just a regular old witch. She's in for a surprise, I think. In fact, Wanda might be able to tap into her powers even in this place with its protective runes, right? Because hers doesn't come from the same source, I don't think. We'll find out.
Mind.
Okay, so I'm drawing a conclusion based on her previous life where she drew power from the other witches, that what Agatha cares about is how powerful Wanda seems to be, and she wants to take Wanda's power. She thinks she can take Wanda's power. I don't think she understands where it came from, and I don't think she can take it. But that's what her goal is. So maybe this whole Mephisto thing that everybody's talking about and eating the children and all that stuff, maybe that's not a goal. Although the children were both had powers, so she might want to take their powers too, thinking that they're also witches, warlocks, whatever. She might want to take their power, might already have done so or tried to do so. So I'm not sure that there's a Mephisto thing or a partner in this. I think she might actually just be trying to steal Wanda and her offspring's power. We're going to go down memory lane here, huh? That's an illusion. Suddenly they're screaming. I know they initially said that the run of episodes was going to be, I think, 8 episodes. 7 episodes maybe, and they expanded it by a couple of episodes. It seems like this is one of the expanded episodes. Like they said, we can take this opportunity to do a whole backstory and show everybody the missing bits about Wanda and stuff, which I'm all for. I just hope the entire episode isn't just a walk down memory lane. I want something else to happen. So the theory that, and there's the TV shows, she did watch them. People were theorizing about that when she was a young kid. Watched the old TV shows, and she sure did. There goes the theory that the man and woman in the commercials were her actual parents. Obviously, they're not. And that's when her parents died, huh? Okay. Stark Industries. Yep.
What?
Hydra. This is where she gets her powers, then. I take it this isn't normal behavior. I take it the Infinity Stone, is she pulling it away, or is it reacting to her and coming to her? Whoa. Okay. What was that? I mean, it's a Scarlet Witch. I mean, clearly. But is it not her? Is it like, to her, a physical representation of the Mind Stone? And she sees it in that form? Is it a flash of the future? Is it a flash of another reality or universe? What is she seeing? Oh man. I wish I could stop it right on that frame, but I don't have that much control on this viewer. But we saw like a couple of frames of a clearer face. It almost looked like hers. Very cool. Very cool. That's a question too. Did they're surprised and everything, but they don't seem to be shocked about the stone coming away from the scepter, so maybe it didn't really do that. Maybe she just saw that. That was all kind of the Infinity Stone putting on a show for her, I guess, because they didn't. I'm guessing, did we see that it's back in its place now? Yeah. We saw a quick glimpse of it back in the scepter. It's like it almost never left. Like they didn't react to it, so I don't think it ever did. I think she just saw all that. Very cool.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it was all an illusion. Wasn't it interesting that Agatha knew about Infinity Stones? Well, I guess she's been around long enough that she probably did, right? And it shouldn't be too surprising. But is it an indication that she does have a partner who knows about that sort of thing?
Beavis injured the man just suffered.
No, he's not.
So we get to see when WandaVision fell in love. I get you. Get you. Wow. Affecting Agatha. That blows one of my theories. My theory was that she knew they were experimenting with him, so she came and got him. But no, she was just coming to get him. She just wanted to have closure with him and bury his body, basically. Okay. So it was a combination of things. She came there to collect his body to put it to rest, but then she found out they were cutting it up and experimenting with it, and now she's going to go ballistic.
Excuse me.
Okay, so we already know that he's lying now because Darcy uncovered his plans to use Vision's technology. So he's not just dismantling it for the sake of peace. He's cutting it up and analyzing it and trying to use it, right?
Not everyone has.
Why would he provoke her like that? He has to know the things he was saying to her would get her angry. Did he want her? Because he said that she could put him back, he could bring him back online. Did he kind of stage this in a way and set it up so that she would try to put Vision back together and bring him back online so that he could then take control of Vision or something?
Fall back.
Yeah, fall back. He's letting her. Yeah, no, it's fine. Let her see for herself. No. No, he had always planned this. He wanted her to put Vision back together. Or is this even more devious than I think? Did he do that to stage her breaking the glass and everything and the guns and all of that so that he could do the video, make that video, fabricate it to make it look like she stole the body when she has finally decided that he's gone and has decided to move on? And he's going to do something? Oh, my God. This guy is so devious. Of course her car is red. So why did she come to Westview? The property where a house used to be. I take it as where she lives in the Hex. Wait a minute. To grow old in V. That didn't come from Vision, though. Or did he? I'm confused. It looked like somebody put that envelope in her car. But did she have it before? All right. Okay. Did this come from Vision? Did he actually purchase this for her before everything went to hell? Is this where it all started? Yep. And she just created him out of whole cloth. Oh my God. She created Vision out of whole cloth. He is all her magic. A fabrication. It's not the body reanimated. Wow. And she did do this. She did create the Hex. She did set everybody back to the time of the Dick Van Dyke Show, which was her favorite.
The Scarlet Witch.
Oh boy. She's been named. She has been named. Oh boy. And the way Agatha's assuming that this is back in the Hex and out of Agatha's. In fact, the ratio should tell us, right? Well, it's not. I mean, it's not in the hex. It's got the movie ratio, which implies it's not under the influence of the hex, but she's in the city. So I guess the town is up to date, right? It's current, although her house was not there to begin with. Anyway, regardless, what I'm trying to figure out is this real or is this illusion? Is Wanda really there confronting Agatha, or is this an illusion? Because if she's really there, I'm getting the impression that Agatha, people have said that Agatha Harkness in the comics has been both bad and good at the same time. She's been good, she's been bad, she's kind of a neutral sort of witch. She's not really evil. So that implies, I'm guessing, that she may have wanted to get Wanda's magic to begin with. But as she learned more and more about Wanda, she learned more and more about who she was, what she was, and realized what she was. And it's almost like she's trying to warn her now, or trying to help her to control herself. Almost like she's going to become an ally, although she is holding her children. But is she going to point out that the children aren't real, just like Vision's not real? And will that cause Wanda to just explode, like I said? But I hate how they ended it here. It felt so much like it could continue, and they ended it right there. And Agatha. So, okay, let's back up for a second. Last episode. So, Agatha had Wanda in her basement. That's where we picked up this time. However, Monica had just been found or discovered by Pietro, as she's putting it, Agatha's putting it, Pietro, false Pietro. And then Vision was on his way, as well as Darcy, but I don't think she's going to get there. So Vision and Monica were present, but they're not there here. We don't see her. We don't see them, which is why I'm concerned that this is some sort of fake world as well that they're in at the moment. Like, in other words, they're still in the memories or something. They're still in the basement, essentially. Although Wanda is showing that she has powers, but that might be an illusion too. Man. Okay, let's take it on face value. It's not. Let's take it on face value. It's out in the street. She's out of the basement. Although, again, how did that work? She was in the basement, went through the memory doors, went into the memory door of the time at Sword and the drive to Westview and constructing the hex, and then ran out of her house. She never ran out of... I think she's still in the basement, guys. Because she never actually woke up, so to speak, in Agatha's basement and left there. She just left a building that was part of the memory she was in from Agatha. So I think she's still in the basement. So that's going to be interesting. So what is Agatha's move here? She's telling Wanda that she's the Scarlet Witch, who she is, that she's like a legendary power that should never exist, but apparently Agatha's heard about. Wow. So what does this mean? What is she going to do? Is she going to try to help Wanda? Is she going to realize she can't take her power and can try to help her and become an ally of hers because she's so powerful? And what are Monica and Vision going to do? And can Vision do anything? We now know he's a complete fabrication. It's not a reanimated body. He's a complete fabrication. Can he do anything in the real world? Does he exist in the real world? Is this the real... I don't even know what to say at this point, because they left us at such a cliffhanger that I don't even know what to conclude about anything. Not like I could conclude about anything before. Obviously, every episode left you kind of asking questions and not knowing what the heck was going on. This one's just like that. But we have one episode left. I guess I'm sticking with my theory that Wanda's just going to, just like she did in the house when she fell to her knees and and the red energy, just the red magic just went everywhere, and she created the whole town and the hex and everything. She's going to do the same thing, but I think it's going to go worldwide. That's just my hunch still about how I still think WandaVision is going to introduce the concept of mutants, if they hasn't already done so with Monica Rambeau. And I think that's how it's going to happen. I'm still going with that theory. I'm still going with Doctor Strange, especially since Agatha is now using her magic very much here in New Jersey, very close to where Doctor Strange is. I still think we're going to get a Doctor Strange appearance next episode. I don't think Vision can do anything. I think he's essentially an illusion. Well, she said fabrication, which implies she did make a Vision. But we saw he couldn't leave the hex. So again, I'm confused. Is he real, but only real within the hex? And I don't think that him not being able to leave the hex before was proof of anything, whether or not he can leave or not. I think that was just the condition at the time. And what can Monica do? Monica can see all the magic, but can she defend herself against it? Can she do anything? Is it going to require a Doctor Strange to come in and help here? Or, like I said, is Agatha really not going to be a bad person here and really try to help Wanda out of this and try to help her bring her down, so to speak? Although she is threatening what Wanda believes is her children right now, so it's not looking that good for it to be a good person sort of thing, right? Go back one more frame there so we can see that. Yeah. So the kids are, I'm still thinking the kids in Vision are fabrications, just like she said. But what does that really mean? That's the question we don't have an answer to. Can Wanda fabricate things that exist in the real world, or can they only exist within the realm of her influence? In other words, the hex. Can they only exist there? Guys, I don't know. I'd love to hear your theories. I'm going to start thinking about this and think about this probably for days, and watch other reactors and things. So let me know in the comments what you think this all means. Are we confident now that Agatha has no partner? No Mephisto or anything like that? That it is just Agatha? I thought we would see that in her flashbacks, but we didn't. So I'm thinking it's just her. And she sensed and discovered Wanda in here and is trying to figure out what was going on, and now has figured it out, and maybe is going to try to help her. I mean, what? What do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen? And of course, I didn't check for after credit scenes, and there are after credit scenes. So here we go. Let's watch the after credit scenes. Okay, he's going to launch, remember? They use Wanda's energy from the drone to power Vision. Oh, crap. Oh, it's a new Vision. They've constructed a new Vision. Oh, boy. So does that change anything about what I just said? No. Other than, yeah, he was lying at the time. He was intending to use Vision's body for research to come up with some sort of super weapon, which it looks like is a new Vision. Basically taking pieces and technology that he learned from Vision to reconstruct him now that Tony Stark is gone, because Tony Stark had originally created him. And Bruce Banner is nowhere to be seen. They've created a new one, and they just needed a little bit of Wanda's magic, which they got from the drone, which I think was a happy coincidence, because it wasn't his idea to send in the drone. It was Monica's. And he wouldn't have known necessarily that she would have charged it with her magic and thrown it at him. So that was just a happy coincidence, right, that he got some of the magic. So he's got this Vision, and the launch is to launch, maybe to send this Vision into the hex? Why? I mean, is he really trying to defeat... I don't think he's trying to defeat Wanda Maximoff. So if his goal was to create a new Vision, he's got it. He's done. He can go home now. There's no other goal here, is there? Although if this Vision is to be considered somehow bad, maybe the Vision itself is going to go bad. And it's going to take Wanda and maybe even Agatha and maybe even the other Vision and maybe Monica to take it down. That would be interesting. Although we only have one more episode to go. So, wow, what does this mean? I don't know. Say in the comments, please. Thank you. Bye. Catch you next time. See ya.